We're diving into the latest news about Tyreek Hill's contract restructuring that cements his place as one of the highest-paid skill position players in the NFL. We'll break down the details of the deal, which includes a whopping $106.5 million in guaranteed money, the most ever for a wide receiver, without adding extra years. We'll also explore Hill's impact on the Dolphins' offense since joining the team and how he's become a key leader both on and off the field. Coach Mike McDaniel has some high praise for Hill's commitment and growth, which we'll share with you. Plus, we'll discuss what this means for the Dolphins' future with Hill, Jaylen Waddle, and Tua Tagovailoa leading the charge. So stay tuned as we dive into all things Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Let's get started. The Miami Dolphins have restructured wide receiver Tyreek Hill's contract, ensuring he remains one of the NFL's highest-paid skill position players. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the revised contract is valued at $90 million over the next 3 years, with $65 million guaranteed. While no additional years were added to the 4-year, $120 million extension Hill signed in 2022, the updated fully guaranteed amount of $106.5 million is a record for a wide receiver. Negotiated by Drew and Jason Rosenhaus, the deal marks the highest amount of guaranteed money added to an NFL contract without extending its duration. Since being traded to the Dolphins in the 2022 offseason, Hill has significantly boosted their offense, leading all players with 3,509 yards during this period. Only Davante Adams has a higher target share than Hill's 30.7%. He has also remained the NFL's preeminent downfield threat. He's tied with Justin Jefferson for the most receptions of at least 20 yards with 54 over the past 2 seasons. He also leads all skill position players with 9 plays of at least 50 yards since 2022. More than 24 teams have recorded in that same span. Hill, 30, openly expressed his desire to be compensated as one of the NFL's top receivers, especially after an offseason where 4 receivers, including his teammate Jaylen Waddle, signed extensions with higher total guarantees than his. The 5-time All-Pro also made it clear that unlike the last time he wanted an upgraded contract, which led to his trade from the Kansas City Chiefs, he had no interest in being traded or strong-arming the Dolphins into doing something that hurt the team's financial flexibility. "The only thing I told Drew was like, 'Do not get me traded,'" Hill said in July. "I want to stay here in Miami because obviously this is where family is now. Everybody loves it here. Family loves it, wife loves it, kids love it. So obviously I love it. I love playing for Coach Mike and the team. My teammates are awesome, so I wouldn't want to leave. The fans are awesome too. I just love how the fans hold us accountable every day on Twitter. So we're getting better, I promise you. We're not just sitting around drinking smoothies. We're getting better." With Hill signed, the Dolphins have locked in the core of their passing game with Waddle and quarterback Tua Tagovailoa also inking extensions this offseason. A captain in each of his 2 seasons in Miami, Hill has drawn praise from the team's coaching staff for his leadership in both what he says and what he does. "How can you expect other players to do that if you don't do it yourself?" McDaniel remarked. "Tyreek has excelled at pinpointing areas for improvement and is actively working on them. When one of the top players in the league leads by example, it's impossible for teammates not to take notice. He's embraced this role and makes me proud every day with his growth and maturity." More. Tyreek news from Bleacher Report. Tyreek Hill says, "I'm here to stay" after rumored record $90 million Dolphins contract. Tyreek Hill is sending a message. The Miami Dolphins wide receiver posted on X on Saturday saying he's here to stay, just before ESPN's Adam Schefter and Marcel Louis-Jacques reported Hill and the Dolphins had agreed to terms on a restructured contract worth $90 million and $65 million guaranteed over the next 3 seasons. Schefter added that Hill's deal now includes a 4-year total of $106.5 million guaranteed, which is the most for any receiver in NFL history. Hill followed up with a tweet saying, "I promise to give you my all this year." This came just a day after the 8-time Pro Bowler was named the #1 player in the NFL's Top 100 Players survey.